Welcome to Chat with Pat. I'm your host, Patricia Peters. We'll dive into fascinating topics, share inspiring stories. We're going to share our thoughts and explore new ideas. Me and you. Get ready for 30 minutes of fun, learning, and connection. Who's ready to chat? Hi, guys. A very good evening to all of you. My name is Patricia Peters, and I am the host on my show, Chat with Pat. Tonight, I'm killing two birds with one stone. But first, I want to ask you, how was your day? I hope you had a blast, and I hope you had a fun day at work. And I also hope that you didn't do things that I wouldn't do. All right? I mean, bad things. Anyway, greetings to all of you, wherever you're watching this show from. I'm on StreamYard Live on Facebook, and I'm on TikTok Live. So today, I chose this topic because I think we need to know how to handle these situations, and it's for parents, especially tonight. Tonight is for the parents, and the 90% truth, and this message every parent must hear. Because as a parent, I didn't have the knowledge when I had my kids earlier, like how I have now. So I'm learning as well. I failed as a parent. As a mom, I failed big time. I did so many bad things, so many wrong things on so many levels. I have no experience. But by the grace of God, my kids grew up. Thank God for my husband who assists me in that part, and my parents and stuff like that. But for younger parents, parents who still don't spend enough time with their children, this message is for all of you tonight. So thank you guys for tuning in on live Facebook, StreamYard, and also on TikTok. All right. So how was my day? My day was very productive. I woke up early. I had my breakfast. I stepped out of the house. I had a live this morning on TikTok as well. I did my banking, my grocery. I came home. I cooked, and I went to visit mom. We sat down. I posted a video on TikTok. We were reminiscing on oldies, which are goldies, Indian songs. And those are the things my mom loved when we were kids. She loved to go to the cinema and watch movies. So watching her enjoying these music, tapping her finger, and she even gave me a dance or two too as well. So it's fun to hang out with my mom. I miss my dad terribly. And I've been sick for 3 weeks with the cold and the cough and stuff like that. So I didn't go over much. I just dropped stuff over to her. But I didn't mingle because I didn't want her to get sick. So now I'm feeling much better, and I went over. And my face got longer. Yeah. Anyway, tonight's message. Hello. Hi, Mike. Hi, Mrs. Prasad. Hi, Kay. Hi, Ram. Hi, Leonard. Hi, everybody. Very good night. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Patricia Peters, known as Cheryl. I am a Guyanese immigrant, and I was born in a village called Wim. I am an only daughter from my parents. I have four brothers. I have no sisters. I have my mom. My dad passed away on October 25th. I have lots of nieces and nephews, and I have two daughters and my husband. I came to the US in 1999. I was a nanny for 5 years in Manhattan, and then I became a teller at the credit union, and then I became a personal banker at Citizens, and then a relationship banker. Then I worked for the Parity store in Albany Airport for 6 months part-time. Then I worked for 3 months at Spectrum, and then I worked at Plug Power as a production technician. And 9 months after, I became a trainer, and a year after, I became a lead trainer. But as of late, last March 25th, I got laid off along with 900 other people from Plug Power. And prior to that, the year prior, 24 March 16th, I became a digital entrepreneur, meaning I have my own business online. I don't sell anything. I don't recruit friends and family. I just put my ads out there and I advertise the business. The business is based in Japan and I'm a franchise of the business and I don't have to do the heavy lifting. 90% of the work has been done for me. So I just share my story, why I joined the business. That is my ads. I share my story through my ads and I share the benefits of the business and how you can start the business. And if you want freedom of time, if you want peace of mind, if you want to leave a legacy for your golden years, then this is a golden opportunity for you. It's only $149 to start a business. And you, with that $149, you get video-based training. You get a community of over 275,000 people to walk you along the way. You have a coach, a mentor, and I'll be your mentor. And we'll set up your business on Facebook. You're already on Facebook, so why not be on Facebook and make money and secure a legacy for your family and enjoy your golden years? That's the business in a nutshell. All you have to do is have a laptop, a phone, which you do already, and a good Wi-Fi system. Anyway, tonight's topic is not about business, but that's my introduction, who I really am. For those of you who know me, hello. For those of you who don't, you can sit up, watch me, and let's educate ourselves. I don't have any talent. I'm not gifted, and I'm not special, but I find that I like to educate people, teach people, motivate people to be better, do better, earn better, and live better, if it makes sense. So there are 90% of truth in this message, and the message every parent must hear. 90% of the time you will ever get with your children happens between birth and age 18. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can message me there, right? After that, life pulls them into the world. School, work, relationships, responsibilities. Those early years, that's your window. The first 18 years of your children's life, that's your window. That's your harvest season. That's where legacy is built. If you get my drift. From the moment they take their first breath, you become their entire world. Their safe haven, their shield, their protector, their provider, their teacher, their doctor, their seamstress, their chef, their counselor, their farmer, planting seeds you may never see bloom until later years or years later. Children don't come into this world knowing how to survive. They learn survival from you, from us as parents. Birth to age 5, those are the foundation years. These are the years where their spirit is shaped. Their confidence is built. And when I say confidence, as parents, we tend to talk down to our kids. We tend to belittle them. We tend to bring them down. We need to stop doing that because your words are powerful. If you call your kids good for nothing, they grow up hearing that, they'll become good for nothings. If you call them vagabonds, they grow up to be vagabonds. You call them the devil, they'll become the devil when they grow up. So abstain from evil words, bad words, negative words. Stop it, parents. Don't do it. In those 5 years, their confidence is built, their sense of safety is formed. So what should we do as parents? We need to hold them, love them, speak life into them, pray over them, anoint their heads. Let them know you are safe with me. Can you imagine If you have kids and they're scared of you and they're not safe with you and they don't feel comfortable around you, can you imagine that feeling? Can you imagine parents destroying their kids? You see in the news, you read the stories, women killing their children, fathers abusing their kids, and all kinds of ill things. As parents, we are responsible to do all of these things to our kids, love them, speak life into them, anoint their head with blessings, prayers. Let them know that we are their safe haven. Because the world is not gentle. That I know. The world is not gentle at all. I grew up so sheltered. As I was sharing this morning live on TikTok, I didn't know about jealousy. I know about hatred. I didn't know about gossiping. I didn't know people can envy you. I didn't know people can backstab you. I didn't grow up like that. I grew up in a community in my village where everyone loves everyone. And all my family was around me, all my chachas and my chatis and my cousins and my grandparents and my aunties and my uncles. They were all around me. So that's why I grew up sheltered until I get into this big world and start working with strangers. Then you realize that, oh my God, this is the big world. This is the evil world. This is the place we were not prepared for. So we need to take care of our kids while they are in their first 5 years, because the world is not gentle. The world is not patient. The world is not loving. But as parents, we must be. We must be all of the things that the world is not for our children. From age 6 to 12, the training years. These are the training years. This is where you teach them. You teach them the good, the bad, and the ugly, the right from the wrong, positive and negative. You teach them how to speak with respect, how to treat others, how to handle disappointment. I remember my dad, not mostly my mom, but my dad, every time we leave the house, dad will always say, make sure you tell everybody good morning and good afternoon when you leave the house, because that's the respect. That's what they instill in us. My brother gave a speech on his wedding day, my youngest brother, and he said, Mr. and Mrs. Peters have 5 of us. Well, there were 6 of us. I didn't know my second brother. He passed away. They have 5 children, and he was so proud and honored to be called their son. And the reason, because our parents didn't drag us up. Our parents brought us up. They brought us up so well-mannered, disciplined, godly, and respectful. For those of you who know us, know us. And we need, between the teaching years 6 to 12, we need to teach our children how to speak with respect. We need them to treat others well. We need them to show them how to handle disappointment. Because in many cases, teenagers back home, they fall in love, they get disappointed, their heart get broken, and all kinds of things happen to them. But because we never have that conversation as parents. Our parents never had a conversation. I got married. My mom or my dad never had a conversation with me, what you do when you're married, how you do things. I didn't know anything about anything. I didn't read any books. I was a teacher, but I didn't have no knowledge of nothing. I have no knowledge of anything. I was so naive and so innocent and so childish. I have no knowledge of anything. And my parents didn't teach me, okay, this is how you must behave. This is what you need to do. They thought I was smart, but I wasn't. I was still a kid. I was 20 years old. So we need to teach our kids how to speak with respect, how to treat others well, how to handle disappointments. I said disappointments, and I relate all these stories. And that is why kids, when I was growing up, there's so many kids who committed suicide, drinking poison, hanging themselves, drowning themselves, overdosing themselves, and do all these things because they're disappointed in life. They're disappointed in the person they love and didn't love them back. They're disappointed in their parents that they never teach them things. They're disappointed in life, so they give up. They didn't know that there is help. There should be help. There should be a conversation. People don't know that, and they felt if one person didn't love you, you love them, didn't love you back, that your whole world is collapsed. And so many teenagers lost their lives because of stupidity, because there was never a conversation. So teach your kids how to handle disappointment. It's okay. It's okay to fail. It's okay to do something wrong. It's okay. That's not the end of the world. You learn from your mistakes. If your heart is broken once, it'll get repaired. Time will heal your wounds. You teach your kids how to work hard. That's our mentality. Everything we do it to the best of our ability. Teach your kids how to work hard. Hard work pays off. Well, the world is evolving, it's changing. It says now you, instead of working harder, you work smarter, right? So teach your kids how to think for themselves. I'll tell you, it is in the Asian culture where parents shelter their kids so much that we can't think for ourselves. We don't think for ourselves. We want our parents to always dictate our lives, tell us what to do, when to do, and all that stuff. My daughter has her fiance, and oh my God, if he's watching, then I'm in trouble. But he is so sheltered. He's from a Taiwanese family, and they shelter their kids so much, like the Indian family. They'll nurture and do everything for them, especially if that child is a good child. They'll treat him like a king in the house. So this child has no sense of street smart, all books and work and the right track and the right path, one path. So, sometimes you need to have a mixture of all kinds of things in your life. So my daughter was like, "Oh my God, I don't want my kids to grow up like her fiance because he's so sheltered." And I think it's okay. I think it's fine, but it is what it is. So let them think for themselves. Don't think for them, parents. Don't think for them. Teach them. Then let them think for themselves. They said, feed a man once, you have to feed him all the time. But teach him, give a man a fish, he'll ask for more. But teach him to catch a fish, you'll never have to do that again, right? So teach him how to pray. This is a lack thereof in many family, many homes, many relationships, many marriages. There's no prayer. There's no God. And when there is no God and no prayer, nothing happens. Nothing happens. And teach your kids how to pray. That's a vital part of life. That is the most essential thing in life. Prayer. Prayer is talking to God. Teach them how to talk to God. And how to stand tall. Teach your kids how to stand tall. Let them be proud of who they are, who they're becoming, and let them respect themselves. Right? Teach them how to walk away from trouble. From 6 to 12, these are the teaching years. Teach your kids how to walk away from trouble. It doesn't mean, they said eye for an eye or tooth for a tooth. But in the Christian religion, if someone slap you on this cheek, you can turn the other cheek. No, you run away. You avoid it. You avoid trouble. Right? Teach them how to walk away from trouble. These are the years where you correct with love, guide with wisdom, and protect with vigilance. Having kids are our responsibility. God gave us children for a purpose and a reason. We have a task to, to do, and we need to do it to the best of our abilities. And trust me, guys, my kids turned out great. I didn't have the knowledge, we didn't have the education, we didn't read any books, we didn't know how to be parents, but we watch our parents parents us, and we did the same thing. We were not perfect, we were not great, we were not amazing parents, but I think I give it my best shot. Children don't need perfect parents. And aha, you don't have to be perfect. No one is perfect. You don't have to be perfect parents. They need parents that are present. I'm loving this. I feel guilty as well. Um, when I had my first daughter, I teach 6 months after I gave birth to her, and then I quit. Then I came to this country. I spent 5 years, 6.5 years with Roxy full time, and 4 years with Trisha full time. Then we moved to this country, and I leave 6 o'clock in the morning and I come home 8 o'clock at night because of the traveling and stuff like that. So I never get to spend time with my kids during the day. I missed out on my girls growing up. I missed out on school meetings, all kinds of stuff, area activities, everything. Like a picture day, my girls had the longest, most beautiful hair. And I would have to comb it in the night, braid it in the night. And when they take picture the next day, they're like, Mom, our hair was the ugliest. Our hair was so stale. Our pictures look so horrible. And I feel bad because I'm never there to comb their hair in the morning time. I comb it the night before. And I feel guilty. So children don't need perfect parents. They need parents who are present. They need present parents, not perfect parents. Parents must be present. And that is why I'm so happy that I'm leaving an impact in the world and teaching people to join my business, whereby you have time with your kids, time freedom to spend quality time with your loved ones, and you have money, time and money. Your 9 to 5 will give you money, but it doesn't give you the time to spend with your family. You can't even go to a doctor's appointment. You can't go to a game with them. You can't do anything with them. You have to work, right? From ages 13 to 18, the transition years. This is the transition years. This is where the world starts calling their name. Friends, trends, temptations, distractions, all fighting for their attention. So these are the most dreaded years, right? This is where you, as parents, hold their hands tighter. Watch their circles, know their friends, know who they're hanging out with. Speak truth, even when they don't want to hear it. You'll become your kids' enemies at this age. They'll hate you. They feel that you are their enemy. They feel that you don't love them. They feel that you're not there for them. But you, as a parent, you know you've been through that. You've experienced it. You know what it is, right? I remember one time one of my cousins, she had a boy, well, boys like her, and she wants to talk to them, but her parents never allow her. And she said, oh my God, I hate mommy and daddy so much. Sometimes I feel like to kill them. And I was like, I was younger. I couldn't understand. I was like, why do you want to kill your mom and dad for a boy? You know? But as I get older, I understand. I understand all of it. So speak truth, even when they don't want to hear you. If you stay focused, stay in your lane, tell it how it is. As a parent, stand your ground. Love your kids like there is no tomorrow, but you have to stand firm. Cover them in prayer always. Prayer is powerful. Prayer moves mountains. Prayer is healing. Prayer is provision. Prayers are miracles. So keep them in prayers. Teach them consequences. If you do X, Y is going to happen. And if you do Y, Z will step in. So speak and teach them the consequences of falling short, of not listening. Teach them identity. Teach them who they who they belong to, who they are, and what they want to be in the future. Let them identify themselves, right? And teach them purpose. Teach them purpose. Life without a purpose is just wasted life. And many of us today, we live our lives without a plan, a goal, a purpose, a destination, nothing. We live lackadaisical. So, as parents, if we're living a lackadaisical life, oh, what comes to do? And whatever tomorrow brings, I will tackle? No, wrong mentality. You need to have a plan. You need to have a structure. You need to be disciplined. You need to be ambitious. You need to be resilient. You need to be diligent. You need to be focused. You need to have a purpose. And if you're bringing up your kids, your little angels, you're bringing them up without a plan, a structure, or a purpose, then you're wasting time. Have you ever lay on the bed and just picture your kids, what their future will be like? Have you ever pictured your daughters in wedding gowns walking down the aisle? Have you ever pictured your son in offices, in suits? These are the things that you affirm in your mind. Use your imagination. Have a plan. Have a purpose. Have a goal that you imagine it, you see it, and let it come into fruition. If you don't see a future for your kids as parents, who will? If you don't have a purpose for your children, who will? Because trust me, I was just having a conversation with my husband and I was saying the way we were brought up, the way we grew with nothing, no entertainment, no cell phones, no television, nothing. And we grew up really, really good. We enjoy the slow pace of life. We enjoy when we know nothing about nothing. It was a beautiful life. We were creative, we were disciplined, we were well behaved, we were well mannered, we were respectful, we honor our elders, and we were kind. Now kids are rude, they behave badly, they're all day on their phone, or they stick to their games, and too much entertainment around them. They don't enjoy childhood. Kids don't get out of the house. They don't sit in the grass. They don't walk in the grass. They don't even go to play in the snow. So we need to have a purpose for our children's life. As parents, you have a task and you need to perform that task diligently. Right? Do you wonder why some people don't have kids? Maybe they can't be parents. Who knows? God knows. So these years decide their direction. These years decide their future. These years decide who they become when you're not around. If I die tomorrow, I know my girls are going to be okay because they have good head on their shoulders. They are independent, capable young ladies that has a goal, a direction, and a purpose in life. I am proud and honored to have them as my children and to be called their mother. And remember, you don't get these years back. So if you have your children and you have never done these things with them, you need to start. It's never too late. After 18, the release, you release them into the world, right? You said, go, I've done my part. I trust that you'll make wise decisions, good judgments, and have a purpose in life. Once they step into adulthood, your role changes. You become a guide, not a guard. A voice of wisdom, not a voice of control. A place of comfort, not a place of correction. But when the seeds you planted, the prayers you prayed, the love you gave, the discipline you taught, the values you lived, those things follow them for life. So you have a tree, a little plant, you nurture it, you mold it, you fashion it. You don't want it to bend, you don't want it to twist, you want it to go straight and nice. That's what you do with your kids from birth to 18. So when they step out of the world, even if they want to bend, they will think before they do that. Once, twice, and thrice. Because they know where they came from, they know their identity, they know their parents, and it's hard for them to fall on the wayside. They will grow like that tree planted by the riverside, strong and fresh and blooming and prosperous, always alive, right? Because you molded, you prayed, you planted that seed, you give them love, you discipline them, and you input values in their lives. So those things will follow them for life. So here's my final message. Parents, listen to me. Treat your children well. The world is cruel. The world is cold. The world is confusing. The world is dangerous. Your home must be their shelter. Your arms must be their refuge. Your voice must be their compass. Your love must be their anchor. Raise them with intention, guide them with wisdom, correct them with love, protect them with prayer, hold their hands through this evil world and point them toward the right path. Because when it's all said and done, your children are your legacy. Your children are your assignment. Your children are your greatest harvest. And the time you have with them, it's shorter than you think. I hope this message has stirred your mind a little and uplift your soul. That if you have children, you start thinking and start behaving differently because you only have 18 years with them. And in this American culture, you don't even have 18. They leave when they're 16 or maybe earlier, right? I remember my kids when they left for college. Trisha came back once to live for a few mornings, and Roxy came back and lived for a few months. And they're like, coming back home to live with our parents is a step backward. They want to move forward. For me, I never want my kids to leave my house. When my kids were in college, every day I cook food. I take it in the parking lot, cabbage and beef, squash and chicken, curry, shrimp and dal, everything my guy needs food. I'll cook and they'll come into the car and they'll eat belly full. And then they'll go back into their dorms. And as parents, that's what we do, right? We feed our kids, feed them with knowledge, feed them with food, feed them with wisdom, teach them to be who you want them to be and how they want to be. Input good things, mold them, fashion them, and it will not depart from them. So I hope my message, if you want a copy of this message, I will post it up on Facebook so you can have a copy and you can read it to your kids, and you can practice it, you can do whatever you want with it. So message me, you would like to have a copy of this message, and I will send it to you. So thank you guys so much for stopping by. We spent oh my god, I thought it was a 30-minute message. It went to 36 minutes. Oh, thank you guys for staying with me tonight. I really appreciate all of you. To my audience on Facebook and to my audience on TikTok, I really appreciate all of you. Kindly like my page, and if you want to follow me, I'll be honored to have you as my friend along life's journey. And if you're interested in joining my business, please message me. How can I start? And I put an ad out yesterday. I got like 15 people on TikTok. I put a TikTok. I pay $89 yesterday for an ad on TikTok, and I got about 15 people message me that they want to start a business. I put an ad on WhatsApp, and I got like 8 people message me. And I have on Facebook, I did an ad as well, and I got a lot of leads. So, guys, whatever you do, wherever you go, be humble, be kind. If you look around and you find that there are no good human beings in the world, please be the first one to be kind, caring, and loving. With that being said, ciao for now. Massive thank you to my phenomenal guests and to every one of you who showed up, leaned in, and listened with heart. This wasn't just a conversation, it was a legacy movement. I hope something said today stirs your spirit, sparks your next move, and reminds you that your story matters. Let's keep building, keep rising, and keep leaving footprints that generations will follow. Until next time, stay rooted, stay radiant, and stay ready. Your host, Patricia.